Yo, what's up friends? Emelina Calder here. Welcome to I Am Woke. In this video, I'm gonna take you through the December 2023 Ascension Energy Updates. All right, what's good, my friends? If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Emelina. I'm a spiritual high performance coach, a spiritual mentor, a personal branding coach, cosmic shaman, Akashic Records reader, psychic medium, you know, all the things. What you're gonna find on this channel are spiritual energy updates that I post every month, and new moon and full moon, that I channel from the Akashic Records, Divine Mother, and Source Consciousness, as well as personal development and spiritual development videos to help you step into your next level version of yourself. If that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any energy updates. Tap that like button below. When you engage or interact with the video and do things like hitting that like button, it helps me channel the collective energy a little more easily. I also have a free guided shamanic meditation for you guys that helps you connect to your own Kundalini energy, your creative energy, your own personal source connection. It'll help you gain mental clarity, emotional clarity, connect you spiritually, all the things. It's free. I'll leave a link in the description below. All right, energy theme number 1 is give up the fight, release the need to know, and flow. My guides tell me these 3 things almost every single day. Your first question might be, what's the fight? The fight is resistance. It is the need to know, the need to understand the outcome with mental clarity on exactly what is gonna happen before you go do it. It is pretty much the opposite of trust. It is mental obsession. It is a clinging energy or behavior. It's not trust, it's the opposite, where we get so wrapped up in the ego and in the mind that we have to know how something is going to work out and what's gonna happen before we commit or engage. It's assuming the worst. It's assuming you have to struggle to get what you want. It's assuming pain. It's assuming that by some act of fear that everything will be taken from you if you don't know. So we try to know so that we can navigate around all the things that go wrong. Literally the opposite of faith. Nothing is gonna go wrong. It's all gonna go perfect. If you are hand in hand with divine will and in sync with source and spirit co-creating, nothing is wrong. It's all perfect, even the weird shit that happens. And it's up to you to get out of the way and allow God, allow source to do the work to steer you around the obstacles through your flow. So next question might be, what's the flow? Your flow is your own divine inspiration. It's your personal source of creativity. It is your chi, it is your life force. The simple way to tap into your flow is say, what feels good right now? What feels a little bit better? What feels inspiring? Those can be small actions. Creativity gets you into your flow. Fun gets you into your flow. Play gets you into your flow. So if you feel like you're stuck and maybe you're spiritually constipated, which is a thing, maybe for another topic on another video, there are specific actions that work as like a catalyst or a spark to your flow, to your fuel, your access to your own source connection. Those sparks are going to be anything creative and anything that you enjoy. And off top of mind, you can make a quick list of 10 things for you to reference, stick up on your refrigerator or your wall of things that you enjoy, that you have borderline immediate access to before you go into a fear cycle or a mental spin out or mental obsession. The things you enjoy that could have like immediate gratification that bring you into that sense of play, that sense of flow, that sense of pleasure, and your immediate creativity could be writing, it could be journaling, it could be reading a book, it could be getting a coffee with a friend, it could be calling a friend or family member, it could be playing music, it could be making art, it could be painting, it could be drawing, it could be going on a swing set. That one's my favorite. You know, I'm working out some stress if I'm on a swing set, and it happens every few days. It could be going for a walk. It could be hanging out with a dog or any other animal. It could be watching a movie. Whatever that list is gonna be, they're gonna be things that bring you into your creative insight, your creative inspiration directly into your flow. I'm just trying to think top of mind. It could also look like meditating, breathing, breath work, pranayama, a little bit of yoga, going for a run, going for a swim, working out. But not working out from obligation, working out for fun. You gotta know the difference for yourself there. It would be things that you really enjoy, that are easily accessible and approachable. And then you might be wondering, okay, so how do I flow? The flow is something that moves through your day, and ultimately, according to source, you want to stay in your flow. If you are in the flow, you are with source. You are hand in hand with divine will, protected, inspired, led around any obstacles that might come up, completely guided. Everything will go in your favor because you are working with spirit. And you work with spirit by accessing with consistency your own flow, your creative flow. That flow is following your inspiration all day, every moment of the day. Where is my inspiration leading me? Okay, what's next that my inspiration is leading me? Okay, what's next where my inspiration is leading me? What feels slightly better? What feels slightly better? Choosing preference over preference over preference again and again and again. Trusting your process, trusting that it's not gonna make sense in a linear way. Most of the time, I feel like my flow doesn't make sense. But it keeps me in a high vibrational state. It keeps me attracting good things. It keeps me inspired and positive and happy, which then opens up possibility and opportunities and everything. Theme number 2 is God is in the unknown, not the known. The known is the territory of the ego. If it's something that you know, it means it's something that has been past. It means it's something that comes from a past experience, which is not something that God can step into. Source is the unknown. If it is known, it's coming from a place of you already knowing. And you can't possibly know future outcomes without deriving them from what you've already previously experienced in the past, which is to throw blinders on your consciousness and say, I am completely limited to all of my future experiences based on what I've lived. And that is a magic recipe to continue living the sort of life that you've had in the past. And I know I've said this in a video somewhere, but most of us don't want to relive our past. So if you fall into that category, stop doing this and start embracing the unknown. There's going to be some mental training around this, but when you experience the unknown, when you think of the unknown, instead of going into anxiety, stay in your creative flow. Move into inspiration. What's something I can do? And if it's going to go on a swing set for 30 minutes, you guys, I think for those of you that don't do this, I think you'd be wildly surprised. Like swinging on a swing set for 30 minutes literally moves my energetic momentum as if I were to go run 10 miles. Okay, it doesn't have the intense physicality behind the movement, but it moves the energy. It is a form of alchemy. It's incredible. Anyway, it clears my mind in like freaking 5 minutes, but that's something you can do when you're starting to go into the unknown. What I do is I go on a swing set. I'm like, oh, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go find a set of swings. So rather than attaching to what will happen and trying to understand what will happen, which you don't know what's going to happen, pose this new question to your subconscious. How can this work for me? How can the future work for me? How can the unknown work for me? How can this situation work for me? What are all the ways that this might actually work for me? And then practice that line of thinking. Your subconscious will automatically start to try to answer the question in the back of your mind, and it will move you into a positive outcome. It'll move you into optimistic thinking, which is obviously going to get you through the law of attraction, optimistic results. It'll open up your mind and your perception, your ability to see new opportunity, and then be able to captivate them. Ultimately, invite grace to show you the way. When we step into the unknown, a great prayer that I say all day is, I pray to see the way through. I pray to see new. I pray for a great day. I pray for an amazing day. I pray to see my way through. Show me the way through. Because if it's not something I've walked before, and if I'm stepping into new territory, that means I might not know my way. And I frequently feel like I'm walking with my eyes closed, or like I'm like walking energetically through the dark because I'm stepping into the unknown so frequently with myself. So I'm counting on spirit to be my eyes. And in order for spirit to be your eyes to see through the dark, you need to ask to see the way through. Because if you don't know how to acknowledge or recognize what's new, you won't see it. So pray to see it. Theme number 3 is stand your ground. Do not allow fear to take over. Assume the positive thought. Assume the positive inspiration, the positive actions. Assume that things get to go well for you. Assume that everything's working out for you. Assume all is well. Invest in love, invest in self-acceptance, invest in self-approval and kindness to the self. Anything that is less than love and kindness, let it go. Stand your ground, be rooted. Things are gonna work out for you. There's a reason why you can be an eternal optimist. Even if it's difficult for the majority of the population, you can be the exception to the rule. God makes those sorts of rules. Source will fill in the gaps for you. Source will give you a good life if you allow it. Thing that is built in the matrix of fear is worth a second look. You don't need to move forward in impulsive action that comes from fear. That's really a reaction. Pause. Take a moment to bring source back into the conversation. They call it the God pause for a reason. Sit in stillness and allow the new inspiration, the new thought, the new possibility to come into your mind, to come into your environment in synchronicity and in flow. You know, you'll hear in conversation, people will just say things that you like needed to hear at the right time, or whatever signs work for you. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. You know, we really do need to pay attention to them. Sometimes they're very subtle. So signs for me, for example, are rainbows. When I see rainbows in any number of ways in the sky, on the ground, a light, you know, little things like I know that those are my guides speaking through me, that this is the right path. When I find money on the ground, that's always the right path for me. Like I find pennies and dimes and nickels and dollars all the time. And another sign for me is classical piano music. Like when I'm walking around any of the neighborhoods that I've lived in, like it's literally like a God shot. Like I feel it move through my body and I'm like, oh, wow, my guardians are with me. Okay, fantastic. So know your signs and watch for signs, whatever the signs are gonna be for you. For a lot of you, it's gonna be numerology. It'll be like YouTube videos popping up in your recommended feed. I have noticed when you're spiritual, YouTube is like a pro with their algorithm for like law of attraction spirit business. Probably many of you that will be watching this video will have found me from your recommended homepage on YouTube. That's a sign. You're here for a reason. So anyway, release the fears, release any illusions, trust in faith, trust that things are gonna work out. And if you can't see in the dark, ask spirit to be your eyes and say, show me the way. Also, it's worth mentioning, if your friends are sharing fears with you or the collective or people around you, negate all of it. That's their stuff. It doesn't have to be your story. We get into issues when we pick up other people's opinions and fears. Drop them, don't look at them, embrace faith. Assume that even if people around you are going through hardship, that that's not your story, that you can be the exception, that source can cover you. And right now this is coming through very strongly in my channel, so I don't know if there's gonna be like a lot of difficulty through December, but I'm feeling resistance and tension like there might be, but that the path will be cleared for each and every one of us that chooses to be in trust and faith and in step with spirit, with your higher power. And alongside your higher power, the path will be cleared for you. The obstacles will be moved for you. The roads will be opened for you on your behalf without you lifting a finger. Stand your ground, root yourself in your authenticity. You know what is right for you. You can feel in your heart, you can feel in your core what it is that you need to do, what decisions you need to make, how things get to be for you in a really positive, optimistic way, and root yourself in your power, stand your ground, and don't listen to what anyone has to say about it. Everybody and their mom has opinions, and all of those opinions have nothing to do with you. They are not truths. Your truth is in your heart, and it is rooted in your power and in your solar plexus. Tune into your solar plexus, breathe a couple breaths in there, breathe a couple breaths in your heart, and ask yourself, what is my next step? What am I here to do? What am I supposed to know for December? You're gonna know. Root yourself in that power, know that it's yours, and that message and that inspiration is enough, and reject everything else. And they are actually channeling through me more. So there's gonna be a lot of interference running through the collective through December. And they're showing it to me just like shots of swords coming at you. And they're telling me that you're gonna be protected so long as you stand your ground. If you know who you are authentically and you have a vision of what you are moving towards, what your life is gonna look like and how you wanna experience it, you're just gonna be boop, boop, like just blocking swords, blocking thoughts, blocking thought interference, blocking the interference of other people's manifestations. Actually, they're even telling me other people can interfere with your manifestations and reroute your manifestations, not to throw you in fear. This is literally what they're saying is that is a unconscious pattern that happens a lot, and they're showing it to me through the month. So it looks like the collective has a lot of fear-based thought energy. Not that it ever doesn't, but the fact that they're bringing it up means you guys need to know this very specifically for December. I don't know if there's gonna be some major chaos collectively, or maybe it's just around the holidays. They're not telling me anything specific, but they are showing me these, they're not ley lines, they're showing me these like lines in the collective energy as if like when you walk out of your house, if you were walking into energy lines that are just constant, I guess we are actually, this is real, that are just like layered and layered and layered. And what they're saying is if you are rooted in who you are and your authenticity, it's almost like walking through spider webs, and your authenticity, your power is hot, it's heat, and it is you, and it automatically burns the energy away from you so that your own personal spiritual energy and your ability to manifest is not interrupted by other people's limitations. And anytime we think and have thoughts, we're projecting those thoughts out. If we're thinking about people, we're projecting those thoughts to those people. If we're thinking about places or going places, we're projecting those thoughts to those places. If we are like, oh, I'm gonna go to this restaurant today, and then we don't go, we've already projected our energy to that restaurant, and then we don't go, and our energy's still at that restaurant while we're doing something else. This is what timeline splitting is, by the way, where we're running alternate timelines. Call your energy back. It's literally just an intention, like I call all of my energy back to myself. I do this before I go to bed every night. I'm like, I call all of my energy back to myself. All of the mental conversations I've had, emotional conversations I've had, and physical conversations I've had through the day. I say, call my energy back to me, pull all the cords back in, like tie it all up. You know, we're gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna shut down my energy system. You can do the same thing. The point is, when you're rooted in your power, you know who you are, you have your sacred vision, and you stick to that vision. And again, they're showing me stand your ground like a warrior. Your energy will naturally dissolve the interference that might otherwise come into your sphere. Theme number 4 is look for support and evidence of that support all around you. The idea of being alone or in isolation is just a form of separation. It's not a truth. The truth is you have support. And the truth is, if you look for that support, you will find that support. You're a hammer, everything's a nail. When you look for support, you find support. When you look for isolation, you find yourself hidden and in isolation and probably a level of depression. The point is, look for the support, give yourself the evidence of that support, and then rely on that support to consistently show yourself that you are met, that you care about yourself enough to be seen, and that people around you love and care about you. And don't underplay that. That shit's important. Don't try to be such an adult that you don't need anyone, or so adult that you're like, oh, I'll go handle it. Nobody's gonna want to talk to me about it. I should be adult enough to handle this myself. Life can be hard. Being human is challenging. I recommend reaching out to other adult humans to share conversation. You'll be surprised at how much resource comes available, even just mentally, with mental clarity in just soundboarding things with people. I'm also saying this because I know the holidays are a big period of isolation for a lot of people. And those of you that don't have access to family or have lost a lot of people or have a lot of grief around the holidays, because that ish is so real. Don't move into isolation. Make some calls. Go see some friends. If you don't have a lot of friends, go find some community functions, do some community service, anything that you can do to get around people in a way that is of service, that is positive, that is uplifting, that is supportive, and give that to yourself as a gift rather than isolating and being in depression, assuming nobody wants to see you or you don't have access to anyone or whatever the story, the holiday story is. Love yourself so much that you're willing to do things differently this year, that you're willing to step out into community in whatever way that resonates with you. Finding ways to give back is a great way to deal with a time that otherwise you might be in some serious emotional isolation. Again, this message is for those of you that it resonates with. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Enjoy your time with your families. Theme number 5 is be present. Don't get swept up in the BS of life. Be present. Be here now. Don't get swept up in the stories. Live your life now. Enjoy your life now. The holidays can be a really, really beautiful time period, even if it's not traditional. There's so much to be grateful for. There's so much access to connection and resource if you put yourself out there to receive it, or to be that connection and resource for other people that don't have it. And that is so healing in itself, to be of service for those who have almost a similar need to yours. Find ways to love up on yourself, pamper yourself, give yourself what you need to get through the month, to feel really positive about it, and to totally, completely prepare yourself for what is going to be a brand new year, which is going to be very exciting. I already feel the energy from January coming forward. It's like, man, we are gonna rock and roll, you guys. Also, when I shoot the videos for January, there are so many soulmate twin flame relationships coming up. So many of you are moving into partnerships. So many of you are getting cash windfalls. Like, there is big stuff happening, like big career shifts in the best way possible. Lots of visibility. Like, I have been seeing so much movement around in the collective and the energies that I'm associated with. So it's very, very exciting. So take it slow in December. Take care of yourself. Pamper yourself, okay, babes? This is like the time. If you gotta grieve or do things like that, do it, but there's no reason to like stew in it unless you just like that. You know, the holidays can be stressful for a lot of people. You can also make a choice to like create a new tradition. Nobody said you have to follow traditions of what other people do. Go for like a spa day. Go freaking treat yourself. Go get some ice cream. Like this is coming through so loud on my channel right now. Just pamper yourself. If you need an excuse, use this as your permission slip. From my guides to yours. Pamper yourself. As always, if you guys love this video, please tap that like button below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss my videos. They are fabulous. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. What are you releasing in December before the new year? What old ways of being are you letting go? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna be responding. I love talking to you guys. It's a core need of mine. I need the conversation. And I think you guys want to talk to me. So come on, let's get it going. Okay, that's what I got there. On a last note, if you love my vibe, I'd love to invite you to work with me. I'm gonna leave a bunch of links in the description. I have the I Am Success Meditation, which is a 5.5-hour guided meditation activation album to heal your relationship with success, with your personal self-worth, with your perception of your own value, your relationship to your body, to money, to love, and to health and your thoughts, eliminating fear. I also work with one-on-one clients in my Transformation Accelerator program as a high-performance coach doing spiritual mentorship, where I will hold your hand through your transformation through 6 to 12 months. And I have 2 amazing online programs. The first is Break the Mold. It is a spiritually rich confidence and radical authenticity program to help you break free of your previous limitations, break free of your previous conditionings, how you grew up, and step into your limitless potential and create yourself into the next level, higher version of yourself who just schools it, makes big, bold moves. I also have a program called Akashic Records Immersion where I teach you how to open, intuit, read, and understand your own Akashic Records, which is your soul blueprint. I help you unlock your psychic gifts, even those that have been dormant or you're not aware that you have. I teach you how to work with your spirit guides, higher self, and your invisible spirit team to help you accelerate your own personal development because you deserve a really amazing life. And man, they make it so much easier. They being your spirit guide. All right, that's all I got. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Sending you so much love from Los Angeles to wherever you are in the world. Happy holidays, happy new year, and I'll see you guys in the next video.